that you were coming and we were doing a production, but we thought, and we told them it was Chamber of Salmon Distillery, but why don't you tell us a bit more about what your role is and a bit about it? Did I say something? Did I do that?
Just come. Well, I'm Bailey Olson. And
I'm Elizabeth Teneriton.
And we are B Color Productions.
Yay!
Yes.
Where can we find you? What kind of platforms are you on?
Oh, yes. So we're on Facebook. Just type in B Color Productions, separate words, 3 words.
Color is
American spelling for
American
color.
spelling for color.
C-O-L-O-R.
Yeah.
Well, why you gotta lose you?
Yeah.
Oh, teach us something, Kat.
I am just teasing. Those days are gone. I'm just curious about what your theory was behind losing to you.
I think we just wanted to give ourselves as much room to.
Have other letters available to you?
Yes, exactly. In case we wanted to add like a Q or something like that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think we hope that one day we might have a larger audience and wanted to choose a spelling that was a little more international.
No, we made it up. Thank you.
Yes, so we're both producing.
Yeah.
So yes, we're both equal producers in this project, and Eliza is directing, and I'm actually acting in it. So.
Awesome. And I love that. I figured there was a reason you did it, so I wanted to ask why. And the fact that you are thinking in that expansive way, I think is really important, and that it was part of your business plan and your strategy, I think counts. So that's why I was asking, not to call you out. You get to spell things however you want to spell them. I figured there was a reason in you.
Well,
Everything's thought out.
it was quite interesting about the name, just quickly, because both of us, we decided to start a production company, and we didn't know what the name was going to be. And Bailey is very active. She's been active on Instagram and on social media with her photos. She's a photographer, and she does quite a bit of artsy things, and her account has colors in its name, right? So we decided that we were going to wait with the name, and we were going to take our time, that the right name was going to come. And then it dawned on her, and she called me, and she was like, B-E, and that's her name and mine, and then B, color. So it was like a moment, a beautiful moment where we're like,
definitely in the shower.
I didn't want to say that part, but all the great ideas come in the shower. Am I right? So
Jumped out in the towel.
yeah, so it was a really nice moment when that name came to me.
Nice.
Now to answer your question about the play.
Just before you do that, can you do me a favor and hop on to your social media and stuff?
Yeah,
I think I want to
absolutely.
make sure that we have lots of eyes on you, and give people just a sec to catch up, get online.
Mm-hmm.
You can share the link of this live stream to your Twitter, your Facebook.
Wasn't the one that you had on your Facebook, was that not the live?
It's now changed.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Hey, look at that. There it is.
can you see it?
Yes, you tagged us in it.
Yes, yeah,
So
that
you
one.
Just share that.
Yeah, you can share that.
The one that we just got tagged in?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
And then share that on your.
And let folks know that you're here now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The new link is on.
And we'll hold for 5.
Waiting.
As they gather,
So,
okay.
Yeah, we
Clicks
just
are
need
going
to
up.
get a few more viewers so that, we can
And while
maximize this
you're
opportunity.
Doing that, I'll tell a funny story about them before we dive into that, which is just for us and whoever's with us, is that we were at our agency party the other night, and we had an amusing conversation about how you two view yourselves as a junior version of us.
Yep.
And we thought that was very adorable because it aligns quite perfectly. Even height.
Yeah.
But what's also funny is about more than 5 years before we even closed the store, so it's been 2009. We were talking about a production company for us which we're still going to be doing some stuff on. We're gonna do some stuff for Biz Books through this production company. But it's BC Roll. BC Roll, because like the sushi productions. So we had sushi in common in our names. So the fact that you're B Color and BC Roll just sort of continues the parallel. And I thought that that was a funny thing to share with
Can you share it so that I
Thank
can
you.
see it again? It's disappeared on me.
No,
Remember that?
I do.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you for
That
reminding
is
me.
so amazing. And we were talking at the agency party, and because I actually, like, I saw you both as instructors, we both did, right? And both of you are professional and like collected, so we don't know what exactly your interaction is. But then when I said to Kat, I
Don't
said,
roll the tape back.
but it was funny because when I said to Kat, I was like, Bailey is the one who's organized. She's the one who like keeps me when I go like, oh my God, I have. She's like, okay, but let's keep it professional. And then you go like, yeah, that's Bronwyn, and that was
You're a balloon, and I just.
Pull you down.
See, she calls her nice things like a balloon. That's not how.
Early days.
we have something to look forward to.
Oh, do ya?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for sharing that. That is.
Okay, I can't figure it out, ladies. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
Well, let's figure that out.
But that's, it's good to know that because you wouldn't be the only one.
Yeah. So let's talk it out.
So it's this one.
How did you do it?
Click right on.
Remember that time when we said I was the organized one?
Remember that time?
Organized doesn't mean tech savvy.
Fair enough.
They're different things.
Why
They're
don't I-
different
why
things.
don't I-
If you're joining us, please spread the word. We want to have more viewers to join us and have some fun here. So you can share, if you're on YouTube right now, you can share the link through Facebook, through Twitter. You can copy it
Where
and
you at?
send it in
you
an
click on
email.
So if
Or
I
a
tag you in
text.
it right now.
A text as well. Texts are great.
Or if you pull it up and watch it live, you can just send it.
Do a voice call, share it there,
Mhm.
talk to somebody, although the link is harder to share. So you can just go to
There it is.
Classic
There it
Theater
is.
Society
Okay,
on
okay,
YouTube.
Found it.
Share, because we want more
Sharing is
people.
caring.
Yeah, we want more people joining us in this little party.
And you were about to have some like production knowledge dropped on you from.
Exactly. We want you, as many people as possible, to know about this upcoming production, which is coming soon, December what? 12th. Ooh, it's the fun days of what is this that we've made? What is this,
Whose
right?
fault is
Whose
this?
idea was it?
I love that one.
Whose fault is this?
We did have that night the other night. There was definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're right on schedule.
Yeah, we really are. We really are.
Yeah, you're doing well then.
You know, there's the added bonus of having each one of us having 5 jobs is that you're not just stressing about one, right? You're like so full of, oh, we need to do this, and then we also need to do this, that you like forget to worry sometimes and overthink. So that is the added advantage of building the set and doing the props and getting the costumes and directing, producing, acting, producing.
So what's your production? We've talked about it, but you talked about it.
We are producing and we're putting on a show, The Dreamer Examines His Pillow, by, as I love to call him, Jean-Patrick Shanley. I don't know. John Patrick Shanley. And why don't you talk about this one a little bit?
I first fell in love with this script when I was working on it in Jeff Gustafson's Scene City class about a year ago. We did half of the first opening scene, and I definitely had the feels as an actor, related very strongly to the character. And then when I read the full play, it became very clear that if I was going to do something, it was going to be this one and at this time of my life. So the play explores Donna, my character's relationship with her ex-lover, Tommy, and also her relationship with her dad. And then the 2 boys in the end actually me to
Steve, yeah.
yeah.
We won't give everything
Yeah, we won't give
away.
everything. But yeah, so it was very clear that that was the script that I wanted to tackle, and the themes I think are things that everybody can relate to. There's something for everyone. It's love, it's heartbreak, it's grief, sorrow, regret, how to live with regret, and also existentialism. It touches on existentialism a bit, which I think is becoming a lot more prevalent in today's society. There's so much in the news. There's so much happening that kind of keeps us thinking about, the bigger picture and a lot of the big whys. And I really love that this play sort of explores the choice that we make after we're bombarded with all of these feelings and different ideas of how to approach life.
What would you think is the most surprising thing you discovered in the journey of exploring the play more in depth?
Well, for me personally, how my character thinks she knows everything. And I remember when I initially read it, I was like, man, she's got to set these boys straight. Like, they're all messed up. And then, the more we work on it and the more I see their work completely separate of me, the more clearly I see how I'm just this small piece, and there's a lot of stuff that I don't understand, my character doesn't understand. And she's not yet at that point in her journey also. So that was kind of interesting, seeing it in a different way. Humbly.
How is it for you as an actor stepping into the role of director and fighting your impulses from the performance side to the navigating of extracting performance?
It was the best thing that could ever happen.
In what sense?
By nature, very always have to be a part of everything. But as a teenager, it was very clear that I was the kid that needed to do all the jobs, and I always needed to be the best at all the jobs. And you're not doing this job, I'll do it better. And for years, it's things come up in my life that the more and more I realize, no, I have a job and this is the job. So being a director is not only do you look at the actors and you become a better actor because you realize how much it's so much out of their control, and you just become a third party person, and all of a sudden so many things become clear and you become almost more peaceful with it. I want to tell them it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right, you guys. Like, there is a sense of serenity where I see them, and they work so hard. I'm gonna get emotional. They work so hard, and they cry, and all I want to say is that it's gonna be fine. You're going to be fine. We see it. If you feel it, we see it. Just trust. So that was the biggest. That was the biggest. And more, it's about not being precious about the work that you do, and about the advice that you give, and about the direction that you give. You give it and you give it away, and it's up to them to then change it. And more, I keep telling them that I can't wait to step aside and then let them go rogue in the show.
She says the best performance is the one that I can't make.
I can't make it to the closing show, the last day of the shows, because I'm on set. Because when it all comes, it comes.
Because she's booking like crazy since becoming a director.
And it's and I can't wait for them after the first show. Sure, we'll talk out some technical stuff, how it goes on the first show, but then that's it. I'm just there, I'm a spectator, and I can't wait for them to go even crazier. So I think that's the second biggest thing. It's becoming less precious about the idea of what I think is right and how I see it. Yeah, that was one of the biggest ones.
Well, it sounds like you guys studied with Bronwyn or something.
That didn't happen.
I know it was a compliment, looking around for the other part of it, but it
He's
was
like, yeah. Where's the dig? Where's
no,
the dig?
there's none this time. Merry Christmas.
For those of you who have just joined us, thank you so much. spread the word, get more people online. Let's get more viewers. It's dark outside. There's nowhere to go. Stay inside. Join us on your laptop, your desktop, your smartphone, whatever it is, and join us and share this link to others so that it could be one big party online, live stream it. And why? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Why do you think we're doing this? Why are you here?
Why are we doing this?
No, I love it. Let's try.
What's happening?
So I'm gonna go with.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Best
go with.
opening line ever.
I'm gonna go with.
That gives me a really large room for error. I'm gonna go with. I know that you are putting something up,
Yeah.
right? Much ado about nothing. I know that is. And you are
Much ado about
looking
what?
for. You are encouraging donations your way, and I'm guessing it is for the production of Much Ado About Nothing.
I think it's startup for BC.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna talk about you in a moment.
Ooh, okay.
Yes,
Wow.
I saw him yesterday, and I have to deliver a message to both of you from him. So yes, Pete, in just a second.
Okay.
So, and it's about the donation and to your cause, and we are here. And actually, we have. Do I talk about the?
Sure. Yeah.
We have 2 tickets. I have 2 very dear friends from Montreal. One of them is Jonathan Furchi, who you know. He bought a ticket. He donated, and I sent him a message that I'm trying not to cry. And he said, actually, no, keep crying, bottle them, and send them to me. He donated a ticket, and then my friend Nadia Khan, who's right now is in England, she's from Montreal also. We went to college together. She donated a ticket. So we have 2 tickets to donate, guys. So please donate for Bronwyn and Kat's
And Karina.
okay, and we will have these 2 tickets to you. You'll run a chance to win these 2 tickets for the opening show that have been donated by very dear friends to me.
See, the dreamer examines his pillow at
On
Ghost Studios.
December.
Fantastic, December 12th. If you're one of our donors today, we'll be announcing in the next while, maybe after our next guest, who are some of the winners of
Some of the couch prizes.
the couch prizes. Anybody that donates today, whether it's whatever you can afford, it's $5, $10, whatever it is, it's all appreciated. You're in the mix to win a prize, and we've got some really amazing prizes, including tickets to see this show on December 12th. So thank you so much
That's
for that.
really great. And Furchi, oh my gosh, he's back in Montreal?
He's in Montreal, and when I was talking to him, he's like, I'm on my way to the audition. I'll read your messages later. And then little did I know, I wrote to him, I said, please check out the event on Facebook. We would like to have as many people reach out for our event. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Right.
It's my debut, and then I said, let me know if you would like to donate a ticket. And then when he messaged me back, he said, do you even know me, girls? Do you even know who you're talking to?
Now, what about Pete?
I saw Pete yesterday at the mini festival of School Creative. So School Creative has a mini festival that happens for the conservatory students, and he was there yesterday, and he was you're such a gentleman. He's such a gentleman.
Yes, he is. Well.
Yeah,
Really.
and he said he said so many beautiful things. He said how inspiring it is to see students that are graduates like him, alumni, and then they continue working, they do something. So he rained all of this inspiration on me, and he said that he said, I'm gonna this in his word, I'm gonna donate tomorrow to Bronwyn and Kat's cause, and even if I don't win your tickets, I'm gonna buy your tickets. I'm gonna donate to everybody. You're all so inspiring. It's so amazing. he was just so full of feelings.
And one of our first donors and donors today. And thank you, Pete, for getting the ball rolling. And whenever there's a cause or something that's going on, you're one of the first people that's there and sharing your love and your support and
Engaged and woke is.
Yeah. Always.
Always.
You're good people.
Yeah.
No, like
real.
yeah, for real.
so true.
And thank you, and thank you for being one of those guys out there that is, and a young man that is. That's so important because you influence others. So thank you.
And for taking action, it's always very easy to commit to things.
Yeah.
But then maybe not.
Follow through.
Follow
Yeah,
through.
no, this is a
And
follower.
this is a city that's notorious for people not following through.
It is it rains all the time. I mean, it gets people down, I guess.
Yeah. But there's those that push through that and still do stuff. They still
Sure.
put on a show. They still run a theater company. They still, nevertheless, persist.
You saw that, right? You saw that look.
Oh, it was
What?
perfect
What?
spot. I love this.
What was that look? I don't even
I don't know what that look was.
I don't know
saw
what
it,
the
though.
look
I
was.
received it, picked it up, putting
Sometimes
it back.
I don't even know what look I'm
Oh,
getting.
you know.
Actually, don't
You
know.
saw it.
This is.
I'll do the playback at some point and then I'll see what it was that I did because I'm not sure.
What were you intending?
Nothing. I was trying to think of nevertheless, she persisted and then I looked this way and then you were there. Giving me a look, which I responded
Okay, no, I was
being an
responding
actor.
to the look. You initiated the look. I was present in the moment and reacting first.
Oh dear, and we lost a viewer. Thanks.
Pete, come back.
He's gone.
He's like, oh, it always makes me uncomfortable with mom and mom fighting.
He's like, I've received the praise.
I'm out of here.
For being woke.
Yeah, I'm done. My
When
work
he's gone
here's
to
done.
wake more up.
There we go.
Yeah. Get up, everybody, get up.
Yeah.
How are those cookies? Are those good?
They're very tasty.
I've not
They're
tried
tasty.
yet.
There
Yeah.
are
There's-
4 left.
There's
Too nervous about them.
They're
the
peanut butter, chocolate chip. They're pretty good.
Is it okay that I don't take the entire cookie?
No,
I
go
just-
also, yeah, I don't want an entire cookie,
No,
so if you
Yeah.
give the breaking
Just a
up.
little
You can taste
Taste.
it. Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh,
Good. Did
And
you
do you
They're
want
good.
the brown one?
do I have it? Yeah,
You want some?
yeah.
Brown one.
I'll do
Pass
a
it
little-
down, pass it down.
Yeah, I'll do a little taste.
Just the peanut butter.
Oh,
So,
is that what it
and
is?
how long is your run?
Yeah.
So it's a short run.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 12th through the 15th. Yeah, evening performances, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th, but also a matinee on the 15th, on this Saturday.
2 show days.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a short run, but short and sweet.
Nice.
Where do people get tickets?
So they are available now online. We do have a link if you go to our Facebook page, Be Color Productions. We've made a few posts about it.
Or
and-
just brown paper tickets.
Or yeah, you can go to Brown Paper
Yeah,
Tickets.
it's so easy when you go to brown paper tickets. You start entering the Dreamer and
yeah.
the search bar. We're the only
We're
Dreamer
the only dreamers.
production
Yeah.
that is
The only
happening right
The
now.
only dreamers left in
Yeah.
the world, right here.
Yeah, and then also Instagram as well. We're at Be Color Productions on Instagram, and the link is in that bio as well. So.
You picked yours?
Oh,
Nice.
I like the white and white. It's-
Yeah.
I'm going with it. Yeah.
I would say very
Yeah.
chic.
Yeah.
In a classic sort of way.
I was tempted
Chic
to share the
happens.
link and say check it out, and then I realized there's too much.
Ooh.
No, it's not.
Check it out.
Check
Check it out.
it out. I like that one.
That one's
Have you
good.
Put it,
Yes,
add
check
it to
it
base camp.
Yeah, check it out.
Check it out.
That's a good one.
Where do I put it?
That's a good one. When you do
There's
that.
a button text document, I think, that has suggestions.
I know, but people say
Oh,
that
yeah,
they see it the
yeah,
right
yeah.
way. I don't understand.
I wear you
I
on
don't
my
understand.
heart. You wear me on.
There we go.
your heart.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
don't you understand?
We're doing a little yin.
do you see what they did?
Yeah.
They picked the ones that they gravitated to, and then they switched them to be wearing the
I
other one.
love it. And then
We are
it's
still at the
contrast.
beginning. We're still in the honeymoon.
Yeah,
phase.
remember those days?
we laugh.
I don't
We-
remember.
So we don't have the business number yet. So we are in a way engaged
Yes.
as
Yes,
co-producers,
your partners.
right?
We're not yet married.
Yeah.
So we always laugh that, and every time we talk about future projects and like what is it that we're going to be doing in the new year, et cetera, we always like, and we are engaged, aren't we? This is never gonna. We're stuck together.
Yeah.
We
You win it.
We lived together for
We have.
11 months.
Yes.
I think it's one of those things, once you cross that line
Um,
and you've like been roommates before, you know,
I
there's
think
no going back.
I think it's going to be encouraging for some people to hear it was a 1-bedroom apartment because that's how it works. Because that
In
is
Vancouver.
in Vancouver. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a 1-bedroom apartment, and we had to make it work, and we did. We did.
Struggle is real, and very, very different people.
Very.
We cover very different bases, and that was important. So, yes, exactly. Well, because it's you know, it's very common to get along with someone.
Yes.
Say something. Go on.
Yeah.
Different.
I did.
Because if you're
Yeah.
two alike, if you just share all the same interests, then you're also gonna miss all the same things, and that's very bad in
Yeah.
a business situation.
Yeah.
You have to have one person say, "Oh, we have to sell tickets." Okay, right. Right.
They will magically just appear.
Yeah, you know.
We've got more people joining us. Thanks for joining us.
Yay, people!
Hi,
Welcome. I'm John Oliver. No, I'm not. I just like saying his intro. Welcome. Because he always pounds the desk. I love it. First thing that you should do, newbies, is share the word. Spread the word about us doing what we're doing right here in hour 7 of live streaming. It's all good.
Second thing you should do is subscribe. There's a link below. Find it, click it, and get all your fun-filled Classic Chic production casts from
stuff, things,
here on in.
whatever. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yeah, there's a link on the lower right-hand corner. There's a red kind of button there. Click that, do that, and then share this stream with people. We're only here till 10 o'clock at night, and then the live stream, this edition, there'll be more in the future, is going to end. And
So share the flock of it.
take 2.
Share the flock out of it. Better? I can do better.
And
Share the flock out of it.
rolling.
Share the flock out of it.
Yeah, that one.
And
Yeah.
print.
Yeah. Check the gate.
Check the game.
Okay.
Moving on.
Yeah, and why are we here? We're here because we're raising awareness about Classic Chic Theatre Society. We're having lovely guests like B Color Productions joining us, whose show is going up in a couple of weeks. Classic Chic Theatre Society, we thought we would do an introvert extrovert weekend. Today is an introvert day. For those of you, you can stay at home, be in your pajamas, hang out on
Stretchy
your
eating
couch.
pants.
Yeah, you can eat and drink and not put on makeup, not get dressed, and join us and be with us. You don't have to go out to engage. Which is,
Hashtag Spanx free zone.
yeah. No Spanx today. Tomorrow is our extrovert day, and we are going to be at Yuck Yucks on Canby. What time is it?
8 o'clock is the show.
You don't have to
Dory's at 7.
Don't wear your Spanx. You're gonna be laughing so hard they might
You might
split. So
Pop a rib or something.
yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Dory's at 7, show at 8.
Ooh, show at 8. So 8 o'clock on a Sunday is not too late. Join us. Super funny ladies from around the Lower Mainland will be joining us, including our own Christina.
Woo!
Christina Wells Campbell, and our host, the lovely Kat Law Hadquist.
Oh my God, so sorry. Yay.
And we'll take that one again. There it is.
I'm getting some questions questions about how to donate
Ooh.
through various Facebooks and stuff like that. So perhaps we could go through the explanation of where to find it on the link and all of that stuff, all of our options again, as I know that there are people currently watching that might like to.
That disembodied voice is our amazing.
Oh, you can't see me?
No, you
Hi.
can't.
Oh, there she is.
Hi, sorry, I thought I was safe in this area.
And when you appeared, we got another viewer. What is
Yeah.
What's your secret?
That's amazing.
You're totally in frame now.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I'm
just
gonna
stay like
step
that.
out because I'm trying to
Just
let
stay
people
like that.
know how to donate. So perhaps we can just let our new viewers know how they can donate.
Absolutely.
Yes, so if you're watching, there's a description just below this video with a bunch of text there, and there's a link to our PayPal account. That's one option. Just click that link, it will take you to our PayPal account. You don't have to have a PayPal account yourself in order to donate. You do need a credit card though, and you can donate there, any amounts. We appreciate anything that you're able to do at this time. If you don't have a credit card, don't want to use your credit card, whatever, that's fine. You can do an e-transfer to info@classicchic.ca, info@classicchic.ca, and that information, that email address is also in the description below this live stream video. So either one of those options, it's appreciated. We really, really appreciated the donations that we've received so far today. We're at just over $1,300 that we've received today. We're doing nothing. Yeah.
Robin's like, easy.
Ding, 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 ding. It's great. I love it.
And you didn't pay for parking, you didn't pay for fancy shoes, you didn't pay for a big meal, you didn't pay for a
Expensive
babysitter.
drink? No.
You might be enjoying watching our live stream from, I don't know, say the comfort of your cozy Love Nest Hotel from Vancouver Island, say?
Ooh.
Because you couldn't be
Who's
here,
that?
so, you know.
Who's that? Who's got a cozy love
Go
nest
on.
on Vancouver? Yeah. Why weren't we invited?
Cozy Love Nest, really?
Well, I
Hi,
don't know.
Uncle Rick and Auntie Dee Dee. Uncle Rick and Auntie Dee are watching. And I think my Uncle Gord in Ottawa is also watching.
Hi, Uncle Gordon.
Hi. Hi, Ottawa.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
joining
tuning
us. Thank you. And please share this live stream.
Text it.
Yeah.
Message it, email it, send the link.
Facebook it, Twitter it, Instagram it. Let's get more viewers. Let's bring it on
Let's
home.
turn it up.
Yeah. Because where are we at? We've only got 4.5 hours.
I know. It's about to get turnt though. That's the term, right? Turnt?
Yeah.
Turnt?
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's turned? Yeah.
Millennial confirmation.
Great.
Okay.
Want to put it on the record that I'm the one who had that to offer.
Okay, Ms. Millennial.
Well, you called me old timey earlier, so I think this is a nice bookend to the other.
I was saying that you understood about old timey things.
You make it sound like it's a first-hand experience I'm sharing.
You tell me about the black and white days. You tell
We're
me.
just not as brave yet.
Yeah.
To be doing this in front of
Right?
other people and not care.
Say what?
We still try to look like we get along all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
They don't care anymore.
Oh, honey.
That
my
went
Done.
done.
Fine. That's
You know,
done.
it was 2001.
No, it didn't. We were putting on.
Was there there? So I maintained to 2001, you've given it up in the 90s?
We all were on our own different timeline. And we don't necessarily all share the same.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's just
Yeah.
so loving.
Yeah.
So,
It's all about the
Loving.
love today. All about the love.
Did I miss where it's being produced, your show?
no, you didn't.
We did not,
What a good one.
I know people. Where are you gonna see? Where can we see?
Go Studios.
Okay, it is a
Yes, it is at Go Studios.
Which is where?
112 East 3rd Avenue,
Second floor.
2nd floor, Blake's Night Theater. I do not know the postal code. I feel like I'm
But it's
interrogated
basically
right
3rd and Quebec.
now. 3rd and,
Between
yeah,
Quebec and Main Street.
At the Quebec corner.
Yeah.
And we gotta give a shout out to Go Studios. They've been really supportive of Classic Chic. They gave us audition space and given us rehearsal space in the past.
Yeah.
And so we're really grateful for their support.
And an
as
occasional
we-
boardroom.
And an occasional board.
Yeah.
So they have been a really wonderful on-kind sponsor for us. And so shout out and thanks to Go Studios and School Creative.
May I hop onto that? Excuse my English. I make mistakes. I would like to thank School Creative and Jeff Gustafson for allowing alumni students to book the theater for free, because we're actually booking that theater for free. We don't need to pay, and that's something that I know Jeff is working on, to create a production company that just works at the school and is made out of the alumni, and that will take care of that they will be responsible for booking the theater for free for alumni and people that want to put on shows there.
And now, when you get a space like that for free, is that how it helped you to be able to then take a portion of whatever the ticket sales are to donate to the cause that you have? Because I think this is great that
This is where Bailey comes in.
Yeah,
We
so-
talk all about it.
yeah, please share with us that the part of the proceeds of the ticket sales go to what?
Yes, VGH and UBC Hospital Foundation, focusing specifically on emergency intake mental health care, specifically the Access and Assessment Center, which takes in a lot of people who are in crisis, suffering from whether it be depression, mental illness, or addiction issues. They take you in and provide emergency care free of charge. And they also they provide thorough assessments for people to allow them to look into long-term care and set them up with programs that will help them over the long term. So this cause is personal,
Okay.
for sure. I last year took advantage of these services. So it was I don't know, I debated talking about it necessarily, but I think it is important. It's scary because you don't want to be defined by what's happened to you or what you're struggling with.
Yeah.
And I made a really great effort to put myself out there as somebody who's overcome a lot of challenges and focus more so on the things that I do bring to the table. But yeah, last year was pretty hard and I fell into a rough space, and I was really lucky. I had a friend who did some research, and in a moment of crisis, I reached out to her and she insisted that we go, and so she actually took me, and I received emergency care. I was able to talk to somebody immediately and just assess the situation, and then also received a full psychiatric assessment, and then was able to partake in a program that lasted 6 months where I received free counseling every single week. 6 months,
Fantastic.
all free of charge. All
That's
free of
amazing.
charge.
Because that can be such a hindrance to people getting the help they need, is that they feel like they can't afford to.
Oh, exactly. It's oftentimes
Yeah,
$120 a pocket on average.
for a session.
Yeah, for a
Yeah.
session, exactly. So.
And when you're in crisis, you want to go like once a week.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So honestly, the idea to donate to this cause came up almost immediately after we decided to do this particular production. And it's really wonderful because it's a celebration. It's over a year later, and just so much has changed. And I recognize that a lot of it is due to the help and support that I received. And it's so important to give back.
Well, and it's such an important part of the conversation, because there's been a real increase in people encouraging people to avail themselves of that kind of support.
Yeah.
But it's been an incomplete conversation because we haven't seen people on the other side of that journey saying, wow, that was useful, helpful, and I am in a space now where I can continue my life and thrive. And so I'm really grateful for you sharing that part of the conversation, because I think it's really meaningful and important, and it's underserved. And I think people who are afraid of taking those first steps because they don't know the last steps will gain strength and feel supported in seeing it turn out so amazingly well for someone. And, you know, that's so huge. And so thank you for your bravery in sharing that, because we get why it is a scary conversation to have. And the more we hear these great stories of the process serving, the more people will take it, and the more it will be just as if we got our arm set if we broke it. So awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're very welcome.
Just want to make sure, and it was Diane Lack. that we
Yes,
did,
we've been
just
speaking
to
with
mention the name of the representative of the BGH.
yeah, that
City Hospital.
we've been speaking to. She's
Yeah.
really, really lovely. So
Wonderful.
we're really excited. A portion of the proceeds from the ticket sales will be going to this foundation, and it is, as you had mentioned, largely because we are receiving the space for free. The reality is that, you know, without that support from the school, things would have been tighter on the budget, and
Yeah.
we don't know that
Much,
it
much
necessarily
tighter,
would have been possible. So we're really excited about that. And as Eliza had mentioned before, we know that there are a lot of people who might not be able to attend, whether it's because you're out of province or because it's Vancouver. There's a lot going on, and you know, you might be going away for Christmas, what have you. We still do encourage people to, we would still love people to buy a ticket and just let us know that they'd love to donate it. Because there are a lot of people who want to help donate to this cause and then also still support us, but might not necessarily.
And there's a lot of
Yeah,
great students in that space as well, who may
Yes.
not be able to afford to come. And it would be so
Yes.
great for them to have their process enriched
100%.
by those sponsored tickets from other people who can't make it. So that's a great give it forward approach that you guys have got.
Thank you.
Trying to create a circle of life.
Yes.
Thank
Fabulous, thank you so much for doing that, there's so many of us and our loved ones that deal with that at either throughout their life or at certain points in their life, and that we really need to get rid of the stigma and the shame surrounding that so that we can carry on. And especially when we're able to do it at a time when we're able to function enough that we can know that that's an option, because it's at that crisis point where it becomes hard to know, well, I don't even know where to go. So there's enough conversation, then it's in our consciousness for those crisis points.
Yeah.
Sorry that I'm multitasking. I'm
That's
trying to
okay. I was doing the
resolve
same
things at the
thing
same
too. I
time.
didn't want to be disrespectful at all. I
Yeah.
was posting and.
I'm opening my, that's what I say when I pour more heart.
Yeah, by the way, we use the script.
I apologize to
Every
everyone
day.
who knows us personally. You'll be hearing lines from the show for the next year.
All the
That should be
time,
good.
we like incorporate it.
Yeah,
I'll just
so hopefully that, I checked it.
To share it this time.
Sorry, I'm just
With the link properly.
see,
It's water.
there
Would
is
you like
some
a glass of
messages.
wine or
I would
or-
love a glass of wine.
Annie, who was our last guest. Hi, guys. Thanks for sharing your story. Can't wait to see your show, and thanks for having me. Chic ladies, or chick ladies, whatever way you want to say it. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Sarah, why did you say that? Is there a cat dying? Why that question? I don't understand.
Why would you say that?
Why would you say that? What do you mean? Is
My
there a
voice.
cat?
I'm nervous. So I'm like, yeah.
That's not to Bailey, is it? No.
Hey, you know what? Hate press is still press.
From our website, it doesn't work.
Is there a
No.
noise or something?
I don't know. I'm curious what Sarah is referencing there.
I don't think she refreshed the one on the website.
Oh,
I
okay,
think she refreshed the one on the YouTube.
okay.
You have to refresh the one on the website.
That's the link that's not working.
Oh, on the,
On the
Thank you very
website,
much.
if they go to our website,
It's
the.
not.
in the sidebar? Oh, that's not
the donate button?
Yes, if you, on my mobile, from the thing says, where you can donate right here, the link takes us to an expired PayPal page.
I
donation.
don't, that on the website, I don't know why
Oh, okay,
the website would do that.
okay, well, I don't know either.
Huh.
This is empty, my lady.
I know, God.
May I?
Sure, okay. Probably the last thing I need.
So when I click it, Karina, it works
On the, from the,
from the website.
okay, so, but the mobile website isn't.
Okay.
I don't know how to resolve that.
I don't know
I don't know how to do an e-transfer from my text.
either. From your text.
Somebody has sent me an e-transfer via text. I don't know.
Should be the same thing. You should still be able to sign into your mobile banking site from your phone.
I can help you with that.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to.
All this money wrangling.
Yeah, I
Thank
will.
you for making us have this problem of trying to figure out how to wrangle our money.
How to wrangle the money.
You know, receive.
If somebody would like to meet with our guests, I have.
I was
had an
gonna do that.
opportunity to
Okay, you wanna do on
help you with this,
Insta?
and I can certainly help you with that.
Pat, am I gonna?
Yeah, we're gonna multi-platform, guys.
Let's do it.
I don't know who this is.
Okay, I have actually never done live.
Yeah, me neither.
We're about to do live.
We're gonna test.
What are you doing? What are we doing?
We're trying to do a live on Instagram
Wow.
to just
Oh, cool.
Wow,
check
that's amazing.
people in.
I'm just assuming,
So
yeah.
what you're
Type
gonna wanna do
something.
is.
Okay. That's specific. I'm just
Somebody
You
that you
can
know.
do that. You can.
She's the
you can-
digital
No, but
queen.
it's-
What are you typing? Don't write
They
specific.
know the
So
phone
how
number.
do they know my phone?
Oh, they must.
Yeah.
Because
Thank you,
I don't know
Matt.
who this is.
So it's.
You
uh,
did!
There it is. There it is. Go live. Go live.
Okay.
I think you are now live. Okay,
Hi.
I've never done
Hi.
this. Let's see. So I think we're gonna see when people start watching it, you're gonna see them watch us. I
Okay.
think that's the deal.
Oh, one of our
Yeah.
earlier guests, I think, is this
Yeah.
Instagram?
Yeah, this is Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine.
And
All this
let's just
technology.
wait. Oh, Matthew McCall. Hey, Matt. You know Kat, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Hey, Danielle Bacon joined us. That's so nice.
Hey, Daniel Bacon.
We're here with Bronwyn and Kat with Classic Chic Ladies. Oh my God. No.
I'm messing both ways.
Yeah. Hey guys. Hey Matt. Please go on our Facebook and click on the YouTube link and check us out because we're also live on YouTube right now. And we've been here for about half an hour now and we talked about our production and now I realized that I should have turned this on earlier. Hey Eilish. Hi. Oh my God, we don't see so many platforms.
All these kids and their crazy
Yeah.
tech.
So please go on my Facebook and I shared on my personal. What is happening? I shared on my wall the link to the YouTube channel. And so on my wall on Facebook is the link to the YouTube channel. And please join us and check in and oh my God, I'm
So many
I'm
angles.
I'm
There's
sorry.
cameras everywhere.
I'm getting a little
Getting
nervous.
used to multicam.
Kat, may I
Hi.
get you in there and yeah.
So we're hosting Bailey and Elizabeth here to talk about the fundraiser we're doing right now for Classic Chic Productions. We're doing a production of Much Ado About Nothing at the Cultch in February. And the Cultch is sponsoring us in an amazing way. But we are also trying to raise money to come up with our side of the production costs. And to do that, we are hosting an introvert extrovert weekend. So this is the introvert part where you can stay at home in your stretchy eating pants and support us by tuning in and tweeting about us and Instagramming about us and watching us and liking our YouTube and subscribing. And the extrovert part is tomorrow when we do a stand-up show called Chicks at the Mic 2, Laughter Flocking Head Off at Yak Yak's. Doors at 7, show at 8. Hosted by yours truly. And this weekend is again to cover the production costs for our upcoming production at the Cultch in February. So we've been having an amazing time with wonderful special guests, Bailey and Elizabeth, in our current ones. And we're
Really quickly, there it is.
There
she is.
Yeah.
And we're super excited to support their upcoming production. We all plan to attend the Dreamer Examines His Pillow starting on December 12th, running through the 15th. I plan to go on the 12th myself. So see you there. Because this is how it happens, right? The community comes together and we find our peeps and we support them in what they're doing and they show up for us in what we're doing. and we all move the ball forward and we create more spaces for women to create and for the voices to be heard and for the stories to be shared. So thank you for tuning in to this feed and that feed and that feed. And please spread the word and have more people join us for our stay-at-home fundraiser where your stretchy pants are on and you can hang out. No parking, no babysitter, no expensive restaurant, no Spanx. It's the perfect evening.
Thank you, Eilish. Thank you. Thank you for comments and the likes.
Oh, look at all the comments and the love.
Yeah, and we are also, I just want to make sure that by donating to Classic Chic Ladies cause and their show, their production, we all have donated 2 tickets for the opening night of our show. Yeah, and that by the end of the day, I guess they will be choosing the winner, and it'll be one of the people who have donated for their production.
We have a bunch of couch prizes that we've assembled.
As well, yeah, that's not just us.
And so anyone who donates today will be in the draw, and we will be pulling out the prizes and dispersing them based on any donation of any amount. So if you've donated to us through our PayPal or through sending us an e-transfer, or however you want to. Are we sponsored by Whole Foods?
Because there was a cookie.
No, we're
not.
sponsored by, we've had so many people drop by our secret nest quarters to bring us food, and that was one of the offerings that we were given. Yeah, we're
That's
awful.
okay.
That was Nancy,
You
right?
brought us
Thank you,
tickets,
Nancy.
right? Nancy brought us cookies. Annie brought us pizza. You guys brought us tickets. Everybody's brought us something. Kellyanne Woods from Gillespie's Spirits brought us some hooch. It was awesome. And now we have some wine. Like, it's been a pretty awesome day as these stay-at-home fundraisers go.
And tell us how much you have raised, ladies, today.
We've,
Bronwyn, please come in.
we're just doing a new tally here.
So we've got all the cameras going. So we're
Yeah.
focusing on that feed, but that feed's going too. So hello, folks watching.
Just over $1,300. For doing
nothing. For hanging out. And all the snacks.
We're so thankful. This has been fabulous. For staying at home, having some booze, eating some food, hanging with friends. It's brilliant. Napping.
Okay, bye, Daniel Bacon. We know that you have a show.
Hi.
Eilish says hello. Oh, Mariah. Hey.
So perfect.
Thanks, Phoebe. Yeah, he has to go around the show. So I can just leave this here and you guys can sign on and off.
Well, that's your phone.
Yeah,
You
that's
can't leave your phone with us.
No, just for now. Just for now. Just for now.
That's gonna topple something in Bronwyn's and then she'll yell at you. She's
Okay.
been yelling at me all day, but she'll yell at you.
I'll leave that there
Okay,
for
nice.
just for now. If
Just Bronwyn's looking.
yeah, just for now. And people.
Wow, now I feel like we're on a sitcom, right? Because you've got the multi-cameras going.
Yeah.
Right?
A little bit.
We need someone to be our laugh track. Bron? There it is. There it is. Yeah. So,
How long have you ladies been working on this?
well, Bronwyn and I are new to the Classic Chic family in a formal capacity. I was a part of Glengarry Glen Ross in 2015 as an actor, and then Bronwyn was also, you were a producer on that one too, yeah?
On
Glengarry Glen Ross.
That's right. Yeah.
But then we were formally invited to join the team in a permanent capacity, end of last year? When did this happen?
Maybe, he says about a year ago.
Yeah, it's about a year ago, because, I was in places doing other things at that point. And then here we are, and we're really excited. We've got our next show lined up, and we're already in discussions about our show after that, so, which is really awesome, because it's not just about what are you doing, it's about what are your plans, and so it feels really awesome to be thinking in such a forward way about building a canon, about building, a list of things as opposed to being one-shot wonders. That permanence and that
We
continuity
feel the same way.
feels really
Yeah, we feel the
important
same
and
way.
meaningful, and that it makes it it changes the relevancy, I think, because if you do a one-shot thing, it's an event and a happening and a
Yes.
fluke. Whereas if
Yes,
you plan
yeah.
strategically for an ongoing voice, then it becomes part of the norm, and expectation builds recognition. And I think that we are creating a dynamic where people will expect our next show because that's just who makes shows, changes it being an unusual thing for women's voices to be seen and heard. So I think it's really meaningful that we're not just focused on this, but we're focused on the future as well, because I think that's what really extends the reach and the.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, and it also makes it, it doesn't become all or nothing about just one show,
Exactly.
right? You start thinking about, oh, this is what we have to do with this show, and this is a great lesson, and this is what we're doing now, and this is gonna work for the next time or not work for the next time, and it's just, I love it, because again, I think I'm gonna go back to saying about the precious thing. You don't,
Yeah.
you become so, you allow, the doubt goes away a little bit more.
Well, because you
you're
get
not
the
so
freedom
nervous
back to
about it.
create.
Yeah, exactly. And then once the doubt is out, you're, well, this is just another lesson. It's another experience. It's another thing that you're doing, that you're creating. There'll be more.
I also think that with events, there's an end to it. Whereas there are activities we will have as Classic Chic, but Classic Chic is the through line. And those productions that we do are things along the way in that life continuum. Whereas an event has a beginning and an end. And I think it's a different way of thinking of things. And I think that is part of what changes that pressure. Whereas I think the traditional theater companies that have been very male dominated just know they're going to keep going. So they can have that freedom to create and absorb something that doesn't go well. Not that we're planning for things not to go well. Things are going to go extremely well, but there isn't that pressure that it all ends if it doesn't. And that, I think, allows one to not be so precious, to use your word, which I really love, to be able to actually feel creatively
Liberated.
expansive and
Yeah.
liberated. And I think that's one of the things that things that are pigeonholed to a lane as opposed to just existing in their own right often feel the pressure of being the spokesperson for all of this, that, or the other. And I think the fact that we're just a theater company that's just going to keep making theater and theater and theater means that we can create and try stuff. And I think that's really exciting. And it's been missing.
When, my apologies
No.
for interrupting, but when does your show go up?
We go up in February. So
February.
first week of February. Our opening night is,
The 5th?
I think so, yeah. February
And we
5th
run
to
to the
16th.
16th. Yeah.
By then.
Yeah.
5th to the
Yeah.
16th.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. It's 2 weeks. Yeah,
That's
so it was great. And the Cultch has been really supportive, like the Cultch is one of what I consider to be the A houses in the city, and they have a lot of choices of who to partner with, and that they make it a priority to seek out people who have been independently making things and say, here, let us give you support to take your work to the next level, I think is a really amazing thing. So it's really awesome for us to have the opportunity to partner with them.
I'll do the same thing to you. Why this production?
Why this production? I think Shakespeare has a catalog of characters that women have never had the opportunity to play. The female characters in Shakespeare are often in service to or adjuncts to the male people who have the stories.
The main
And I think
heroes.
that it's really great to explore Shakespeare from the perspective of this theater company, because we get to play those roles. And we get to explore the humanity of those characters, not because they're the men,
gender.
but from our perspective as artists, being true to the fact that they were written as men. And so what does our artistry bring to that male voice? And so it's a really interesting exploration. And I find I as an actor, find it really a different way to work. And it terrifies me. Are you kidding? Doing Shakespeare terrifies me. There's no do-overs. There's no back to one.
Easy.
There's no paraphrasing to make it flow a little better. It's like, oh, those words that have been there for hundreds of years, you got to just kind of say them as is. Okay, good, I'm good with that.
But find the truth. Yeah.
But find the truth, right?
Yeah.
And find the truth from a time and a place and a context that is not necessarily familiar. And I think that seeking to understand stuff that's outside of our experience is one of the things the world generally needs a little bit more of right now. And it's very easy to feel that others need to do that, but our perspective is already unlocked, so they need to sort of catch up. And so it's interesting to sort of reverse engineer some other stories and other approaches and try and see what we can bring back to the conversation in a more modern context.
Nice.
Since you asked.
And that's
What do you think, Rena? I mean, you were more directly involved in the selecting of this specific story.
oh yeah.
Oh, well, we read a bunch of plays and sort of talked about what in the story intrigued us as artists and as women telling stories, and you know, had a very democratic process about how to decide which one we were going to go with. And this one sort of appealed to us. Like we had was that 2 years ago in April?
I think
Maybe
so.
something like it was a long time ago. And we did invited some people to just read it so we could hear it out loud after we knew it was on our short list. We had a couple. And we just sort of landed on that there's something really pertinent in the thematically in this particular play about women's chastity as a commodity. And, you know, like this stuff is happening in the world right now, and it's horrible and it's brutal. And the show is not horrible. And I mean, it is, there's horrible, brutal stuff that happens in it. But there's also an opening up of men changing that narrative for themselves and deciding to stand up for the women instead of just continuing to persecute them. That happens, but there's a changing, and I think that interests me. It feels relevant. It feels like it's a story that is still really in our world right now, especially with like all the Me Too and all the questions around, you know, what is appropriate behavior and what is not, and how do we oppress women, and how do women oppress themselves? How do women not speak up for themselves?
Mhm.
Because like Hero is not wordless, but she does not speak up. She sits in silence in so much of this, and while other people speak kind of for her. And it's not that she doesn't have opinions, but you know, I just think that there's so much to unpack in there that really sort of spoke to us all from a world kind of stand, but also just personally. And it's a story that I wanted to tell and wanted to explore. And I mean, and selfishly, I mean, like I get to play a lover in this one. I get to play Benedict, right? So I play nasty pieces of work, men that are just nasty. And Benedict's not a saint, but he's also kind of the lover and the fool. And that, as a female artist, really intrigues me because men aren't all just tyrants and assholes and whatever, right? Like, you know, there's also there's care and there's love, and I like that there's that built into this piece too. And it's a comedy. We needed to do a comedy.
We're all leading for
It has
comedy right now.
darkness in it for sure, but it's there's also a lot of laughs and a lot of buoyancy within it. So yeah, that's sort of how we landed on it.
And have you found anything surprising in exploring male characters? Specifically? Characters that were originally written for men, I should say.
We haven't really explored the physicality with this one yet because we start rehearsal at the end of December. But from my experience in Glengarry, the way you move through space has a direct connection to the way you see the world. And it wasn't until we did some exploration about just where men hold their center of gravity, how they move through space. Like, I found that quite impactful on sort of how I perceive the characters and how I perceive men in a lot of ways. And I hadn't really thought about it that way. I mean, as a woman, I think it's very easy to focus from the neck up in terms of, you know, just going through space. And I think because we are so inundated with body issues and all of these things, that it's very easy to just shut it down, to just cope. And it was really interesting to get reconnected with body and movement as a way of seeing how men cope, because that it has an impact on how you see things. So I found that a really interesting connection. It really reminded me of the voice and movement work I had done early on in my career, and sort of coming back full circle in a different way to it, which was a really interesting reconnection for me. You've played a variety of men, so what do you find is your journey with that?
I think, I mean, our exploration is sort of taken us through a whole bunch of different sort of aesthetics of how to approach, how to play men.
Oh, thank you.
But it kind of comes down to sort of generalized work on masculine markers versus female markers, and just in general, a lot of that is physicality and how we take agency and how we move ourselves through space and how we engage our bodies in general. And this is all generalization because nobody fits the mold exactly, but in general, and I think you can go back evolutionarily and go, okay, well, if we're, looking at even in animal kingdoms where the males of the species would be like hunting, gathering, fighting, prowling, whereas, but not in lions, right? Women, the female lions are the hunters, right? But so it's not like there are, as it is in the animal kingdom, it's the same for humans. It's not all the same, but in general, human men tend to live in their thighs, in their large muscle groups. And if you just take yourself for a walk around the block and really think about working your thighs and your glutes and living in your large muscle groups, it's amazing how even just that slight thought adjustment makes you feel like you're walking with a very different energy. If you go into a coffee shop and order a coffee thinking about living in if you live in your thighs, you tend to kind of sink down into the ground a little more, which engages your groin. You kind of feel a little sexier or maybe a little bit more turned on. It's thought into the body, into the muscles, but there is an actual shift that happens for me when I'm doing this work. If I walk into a coffee shop and order a coffee, you command attention. It drops in, and there's the response is different. The eye contact is different. Let's just don't move. Look at Kat.
Cool.
A lovely feminine woman who also has a lot of power, but look at this angle is broken. This leg is crossed. You've crossed and broken angles, and your head is turned, and this is integrally feminine, and this is from a powerful, strong, engaged, dynamic woman. But this is now a man, right? Is gonna, and it's just that simple. It's that simple shift of physicality, which changes something that happens in the core. It changes how you engage with your groin. And so there's like incredible discovery as a woman who has grown up. I grew up as a woman that got attention for being attractive, and what that does and how we learn to use that or not use it, or to shy away from it. I didn't always want that attention, and if I was getting that attention, this is the first sort of thing that had to close. You bring your angles, you turn away, you get coy. I'm not going to conflict about that, right? Like there's all these things that we do.
And coy isn't in the male lexicon of physicality.
More time to.
And if it is, how is it expressed?
It's
just it's not a, because some men do use those tools.
But I think it's great that
we have some rosé.
we
have some.
I studied in biology for
We have sparkling.
any of the arts.
Right, so the
And
science is
So even the science of it, right? It's interesting how much we don't know yet how interconnected it is.
Yeah.
How the physicality and the physicality of a male physique then changes the decisions that they make. There is a reason why, and wish Darby Steves was here. She told me this, and it was so nice. So Darby Steves is a friend of mine. She's an actress too, but she was like, somebody told me once, and they said men do things when they want, and women do them when they're ready. So, and that's so biological, right? And it is so biological because you can't deny the biology that biologically, offspring, you've got to be ready. You're taking care of something, right? So that somebody, so you got to be ready for something. You can't just want and just run for it, right? So but so many things change the moment you change that physicality, your voice, your decisions, so
well, if you spend your time crossed and bound, it does.